in the end there at Windsor. We're off to the Curragh for our next live action and more group race action on this star-studded card. Group 2 action now in the shape of the Curragh Group International Curragh Cup. Sword Fighter won this last year for Aidan O'Brien. Wicklow Brave is the market leader though for Willie Mullins, 7-4. 11-4 Belgravia. That's been really well back today. Ryan Moore on board was 8-1 in a place this morning. Now 11-4. 4-1 Rekindling. 7-1 Wisconsin. Forgotten Rules 12. 16 Stella Mass. Elidor 25-1. So the wonderful servant that is Wicklow Brave heading the market here. But quite a plunge in the betting for Belgravia. 8-1 into 5-1 this morning is now 11-4.
Indeed, Sean, and we've seen throughout the day really these big moves for the O'Brien horses that have come off. Gustav Klimt in the first, obviously. Clemmy in the Grangecon Stud Stakes. Rain Goddess was well backed and she ran a good race too. And this horse Belgravia, far from disgrace, and what I thought was a pretty good edition of the Queen's Vase winners, a horse I like a lot, Stradivarius. And he's a 3-year-old. Johannes Vermeer, of course, was the other well-backed O'Brien winner on the card, but this race has gone to O'Brien trained 3-year-olds the last couple of years, so there's a precedent there. That said, Wicklow Brave, it's a bit like the first race where we had Ger Lyons, 2-year-old, setting a really good standard. Wicklow Brave is definitely the form horse. He's an Irish Ledger winner after all, but he does come with risks attached. Wicklow Brave, he's something of a mercurial character, very, very talented, as we know, dual-purpose type, brilliant winner of the champion hurdle at the Punchestown Festival, former county hurdle winner as well. But it's his propensity just to act the goat a bit at the start that would be my worry if I was thinking about taking a short price about him today. Reared its head again over in the States last time in the Belmont Gold Cup when he was slowly away, and he just put himself on the back foot from the word go there. Small enough field here over 1.6 miles at the Curragh. You would think it wouldn't be too big a deal once he gets away reasonably on terms, but he could face competition obviously up front as well if that's the tactics that Connections intend to adopt here. Those were the tactics that obviously bore fruit so spectacularly when they won the Irish St Ledger, beating Order of St George last September. Belgravia will be doing well to beat him, but you just have that worry at the back of your mind with Wicklow Brave that he could possibly beat himself at the start. Really has been a wonderful servant to his Connections. Rekindling, of course, another one that ran in the Derby last time. He certainly ran a good deal better than the bare form suggests as well. He was up there for some time and then just didn't seem to really come down the hill too well, and Wayne Lorden didn't give him too hard a time when his chance had gone. Stepping up to 1.6 miles today. Interesting to see how he fares. Wayne Lorden retaining the mount. So they're loading up the stalls. Wisconsin, of course, another one that's attracted support. He was a much bigger price initially, the horse that ran off the bend in the Queen's Vase. He proved very, very difficult to steer for Shamie Heffernan. You can pretty much draw a line through the run. He did come back and rejoin the field after a while, but I don't think you could judge him on that form, really. Forgotten Rules just going up there, obviously a smashing horse on his day, but he's just been operating below his peak in his recent starts and doesn't seem to be any great confidence behind him this afternoon. 6-4 then about Wicklow Brave. 3-1 Belgravia, who's very much the plunge horse, but as I say, Rekindling and Wisconsin have had their supporters too from much bigger prices initially, in particular in Wisconsin's case. Wicklow Brave looks as though he's going to be last to go in. Do just be careful with the colours here, similar silks to those being carried by a couple of the O'Brien runners, the Derek Smith colours on Belgravia and Wisconsin. Wicklow Brave going in nice and quietly. Let's hope he jumps off on terms. Here's Des.
International Curragh Cup, and they're off and running to a very level break, and on the inside the first to show is Wisconsin, being followed up in second place by Wicklow Brave, and then on the inside Belgravia ahead of Forgotten Rules. They're being followed by Rekindling, who's racing just ahead of Elidor. The back marker in the early stages is Stella Mas as they settle down now and begin to race just up towards the Derby start. In front is Wisconsin and Shamey Heffernan. In second place, Wicklow Brave, Declan McDonough, being followed by Belgravia, Ryan Moore in third. A couple of lengths to Forgotten Rules and Pat Smullen. Rekindling and Wayne Lorden next, just ahead of Elidor and Ronan Whelan. Settled in Stella Mas, Kevin Manning. Right across from the stands, and little change in the order. Wisconsin bowling along in front of Wicklow Brave. A couple of lengths to Belgravia, Forgotten Rules, followed on the inside by Rekindling, and then Elidor on the outside of Stella Mas. Making their way on up now past the 10 furlong point, and still Wisconsin showing less than a length in front of Wicklow Brave. Just over 2 lengths then to Belgravia and Forgotten Rules. Rekindling is fifth ahead of Elidor, and the back marker of the 7-runner field is Stella Mas, but just a little over 6 lengths cover them. They're making their way towards the mile mark. Wisconsin in front of Wicklow Brave. Belgravia is third and Forgotten Rules is fourth. Fifth comes Rekindling ahead of Elidor, and Stella Mas remains the back marker, passing the 7 and beginning to make the climb up towards the top of the hill. On the inside, Wisconsin, Shamey Heffernan leading Wicklow Brave and Declan McDonough. In third place comes Belgravia, Ryan Moore. Forgotten Rules is racing fourth, Pat Smullen. Rekindling and Wayne Lorden ahead of Elidor, Ronan Whelan and Stella Mas, Kevin Manning the back marker. Beginning to make the downhill run for the straight now, and in front Wisconsin, tracked all the while by Wicklow Brave. Belgravia with Forgotten Rules trying to improve on the outside. On the inside, Rekindling alongside Elidor, and Stella Mas still remains the back marker. Coming on now to approach the turn into the straight in the Comer Group International Curragh Cup. Wisconsin leads Wicklow Brave, Forgotten Rules and Belgravia, Elidor, Rekindling and Stella Mas as they straighten up for the judge. Wisconsin still in the lead from Wicklow Brave in second. A break then to Belgravia, Forgotten Rules. Elidor is next, and then Stella Mas as they race on now. Furlong and a half to go, and Wicklow Brave comes there on the near side to head Wisconsin. A break of a few lengths then to Elidor and Stella Mas trying to make ground from the back. Wicklow Brave is the leader now inside the last 200, followed by Belgravia. Rekindling putting in a storming late bid now and closing as they go up towards the finish. Rekindling with a storming run is going to get up and catch Wicklow Brave. Rekindling and Wayne Lorden for Joseph O'Brien beat Wicklow Brave. Elidor, Stella Mas next.
Well, serious late drama then. Rekindling slicing his way through the field to get the better of the favourite Wicklow Brave. He looked as though he'd done enough about a furlong from home when taking the measure of Wisconsin. But Rekindling, who of course was trained by David Watchman last year, had that abortive trip to Epsom for the Derby, really did begin to build up a head of steam, weaving his way through traffic there as Forgotten Rules was being eased off at the back of the field by Pat Smullen. Hopefully he's okay. Belgravia couldn't get in a blow. Well, Wicklow Brave, who jumped away fine with the others today and had a good position just in behind Wisconsin, just overhauled late on by Rekindling in what ultimately was a relatively bunched finish with 4 of them covered by just a few lengths. And it looks as though there could be some fun times ahead for Connections of Rekindling. Son of High Chaparral, runs in the familiar colours of Lloyd Williams. Who knows, he might end up with a trip to Australia at some stage, shown where so many of the owners' horses are, but that was a fair effort.
Yeah, it was indeed, and that form was there, wasn't it, from the start of the season, and the Ballysaxon all and Rekindling 4-1 wins. Great moment for Joseph O'Brien as trainer there. Wayne Lorden, terrific ride to get him up. Wicklow Brave, brave as ever, the 11-8 favourite, and he's been collared by Rekindling in the Curragh Cup. Aidan Coleman seen to good effect. Just had an email from Kieran saying what an excellent ride. Wayne Lorden there, threading his way through. Great to see him getting these successes. I think many would agree, Kieran, terrific effort, wasn't it? See the height of Joseph O'Brien these days. It's a happy debrief, isn't it? There were moments where the way was not clear and I wondered whether I'd get there. or words to that effect from Wayne Lorden, but look where he is, that white cap. It's got the entire field in front of him at this stage. Forgotten rules has given way. So that's the first rival. Switches onto the inside there of Elidor. And there's not a whole lot of room because Elidor rolls in a little bit and then he gets through that one between him and Wisconsin, who was fading, and gets there in time. Only just. If he'd been checked in any of those manoeuvres, that would have been that. So it was a bit of a blessed passage through, wasn't it? Well done by Wayne Lorden, picking his way through on board Rekindling for trainer Joseph O'Brien, who's rapidly enjoying as much success as a trainer. Well, he's got some way to go, I suppose, to match his successes as a jockey, which were prolific despite his relatively short time in the saddle. Wayne Lorden on the left of shot there. And Rekindling wins the Group 2 Curragh Group International Curragh Cup in great style. We've seen some good performance out from today. Clemmy had one or two emails and tweets about Clemmy and how impressive she was.